Hey everybody, hope you're all doing good and hope you're all safe. Welcome to Oliveboard's current affairs series for SEBI Grade A Phase 1 examination. So we'll be completing August and September month current affairs with this video, which is part 3 of the video. So let's get into the class quickly today without wasting any of the time. So before proceeding, can I hear from every one of you whether my voice is audible or not very quickly? If my voice is audible, please let me know by typing a yes in the comment box. Hi Shreya. So is my voice? Yes, thank you so much, Divya. So I think it's time to begin our lecture today quickly. And as always, I want to start the class with the quote for the day. And the quote is very simple. Most of us know this, and what we need to do is just implement it. And that is what you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while, right? So the strength is built when we are doing effort repeatedly. So every day matters. Ensure that you are investing in your preparation on a daily basis. So I want you all to be updated regarding the upcoming events at Oliveboard, which can help and enable your preparation for SEBI Grade examination. So, as we have done with the management section, 50 most important questions for the management section, we have received a very good response from every one of you. So, in this line, we are also going to do 100 most important questions for the finance series also, which will be helpful not only for SEBI Grade examination, but also for your RBI Grade B examination. And this will be a series that is going to happen from Monday to Thursday at 6 p.m. for 2 weeks, right? And you will find the links for the same in the description box below. So let's begin the lecture with the first question of the day. Which of the following payments bank has ceased to be a banking company within the meaning of the Banking Regulation Act recently? So India Post Payments Bank, Geo Payments, Aditya Birla, NSDL, Paytm Payments Bank. Yes. So my finance section would be common for all the examinations which are relevant. Like someone has asked whether it's going to be useful for SEBI IT. Also, yes. So Nilesh is answering it as NSDL, and the answer is Aditya Birla Idea Payments Bank. The correct option here is C, right, which has ceased to be a banking company within the meaning of Banking Regulation Act recently. So according to RBI, Aditya Birla Idea Payments Bank has ceased to be a banking company within the meaning because of its poor performance, and its liquidation was very, very poor. So it went for voluntary winding up, and that is the reason RBI has seized it as a banking company any further within the meaning of the Banking Regulation Act. And you have to know the important points which can be asked from the examination point of view is what is the headquarters of Aditya Birla Idea Payments Bank? It is Mumbai, and the current MD and CEO of Aditya Birla Idea Payments Bank is Dev Bhattacharya, Mr. Dev Bhattacharya. So this is going to be winded up, and this is going to be given up to Vodafone, which is currently holding 51% of the stake in Aditya Birla Payments. So this will be taken over by Vodafone, right? So next question. According to SEBI circular on multi-cap mutual funds dated September 11, 2020, what is the minimum investment in equity and equity-related instruments? 60%, 65%, 70%, 75, and 80%. Answer is some of the answers already here, and the correct answer is yes, D, 75%. So it has been recently increased. The minimum investment in equity and equity related instruments with respect to the multi-cap mutual funds has been recently increased to 75%, and the current percentage of investment is 65%. The current target is 65%. Now this is increased to 75%, right? So let's know the new rules on the multi-cap fund asset allocation. But before that, what is a multi-cap fund? A multi-cap fund is nothing but a diversified mutual fund, a diversified form of mutual fund, or an open-ended equity scheme where you will see investment is going to happen across different stocks, large caps also, mid caps also, and also small cap companies, right? So what are large cap companies? These are the companies that are top 100 firms with in terms of the market capitalization, and mid cap are those companies which are between 101 and 250th rank with respect to the market capitalization, and any from firm from 251 onwards is going to be considered as a small cap fund. And when the investment is spread across all these three caps, it is considered as a multi cap fund. So what are the new rules? So the new rules were introduced on September 11, 2020, and it says that the minimum investment in equity and the equity related instrument is going to be 75% up from the 65%, which was the earlier limit. So you can expect questions on both of these lines. Today I asked on 75%, but there can be a question on what is the existing investment uh, percentage in the equity and the equity related instruments, which is 65%. Both are very important. And now one of the important changes that was made is that from this 75%, there's going to be spread across the large cap, mid cap, and small cap equally. So 25% should be in large cap, and 25% in mid cap, and 25% in small cap equity. Right? So there were no such restrictions before. Though it was 65%, mostly it was not going equally across all the caps. So now this is going to be a move which is going to spread the investment across all the caps, bringing liquidity into even the other sectors also, other small companies too. And the compliance for the same is expected by January 2021. So you can expect questions on this data too. So please remember what all are going to be important here. Yes, some of you have been asking for the PDFs. Let me clarify here that for the management section, the 50 most important questions that we have covered for the revision of management section, I will be providing you the PDF very soon from next week onwards. So you will get the PDF. Please do not worry, right? So let's move ahead for the next question. IRDAI constituted a six-member working group headed by Dash to examine various aspects for allowing life insurance companies to offer index-linked products. The answers are Dinesh Pant, Amitabh Chaudhary, Subhash Chandra Kuntia, D. Praveen Kutumbe, and E. M.R. Kumar. The answer for this is, can I have the answers quickly? The correct answer here is option A. It is headed by Dinesh Pant, right? So this is a committee that was constituted by IRDA, and it's a six-member committee. Mainly, the purpose of this committee is to offer index-linked products. So, can I know there was also a committee which is headed by Praveen Kutumbe too, right? And that was also set up by IRDA. And what was the purpose for this committee? Can I have the responses from every one of you? So, Praveen Kutumbe Committee actually is again a very important committee which was mainly to identify systematically important insurers. So please remember both of them here. We have the Dinesh Pant committee, which is mainly to propose index linked products in insurance, and we also have Praveen Kutumbe committee, which was mainly to identify systematically important insurers, right? So we have covered already about the systematic important insurers in our previous videos. If you've not referred to them, please go back and look at them. So IRDA recently sets up a panel to study index-linked products for life insurance companies. And generally, life insurance companies have been offering two products. That is, one is unit-linked insurance plan, and other is the traditional plans. So now they are also going to look at the index-linked products, and this is headed by Dinesh Pant, right? Very, very important. And the committee is expected to submit the report within 2 months. So this will permit the insurers now going forward to link the insurance product with different indices. So what is index linked products? These are insurance products whose returns are going to be linked to benchmark indices, right? And these indices can be the 10-year government bonds or equity indexes such as the Sensex or the Nifty. If they are linked to the government bonds, the risk is going to be less. But when they are linked to the equity-based indices, it's going to fluctuate with respect to the returns, right? So these are the index-linked products. Next question. VBIP was in news recently. What does VBIP stand for? A, validation based on information process. B, validation based on intelligence process. C, video based identification process. D, video-based insurance process. The answer here is option C, video-based identification process. So let's know about the current affairs. Recently, IRDA has allowed insurance companies to use video-based KYC, just like RBI has allowed for the banks. Now, IRDA has also allowed the insurance companies to use video-based KYC, right? And this video based identification process is going to enhance the ease of doing the know your customer norms, right? And it is going to be permitted for both life and the general insurance company. These are the things that you need to be remembering on. So there can be questions on whether video KYC is going to be permitted only for the life insurance companies. B, it can ask for only general insurance companies. C, it can be both life and general insurance company. The answer is life and general insurance. And the objective is very clear. It's going to leverage the existing digital platform so that it's going to simplify the KYC process and also make it more and more customer friendly, especially in the time of COVID. So is the video clearly visible now? As some of you have been telling that it's not visible, is it very clearly visible? I'm hoping that everything is now sorted. And the next question is this: which of the following bank launched iStartup 2.0 for the startups with improved features? HDFC, LBB, KBB, ICICI, and SBI Bank. Great, great. So thank you, Amit, for the response. So the answer here is D, ICICI Bank, yes. So ICICI Bank has recently launched this dedicated offering for startup with the name iStartup 2.0. So this is the second version of such a program introduced by ICICI. And under this, ICICI customers are going to get a current account in three variants, right? That will offer additional services, salary accounts for employees, and also dedicated relationship managers. And it is going to provide a consolidated or a concierge like service wherein the startups can access various services like their registration, taxation, compliance, logistics, digital marketing. All these services will be rolled out through one single platform, and that is the iStartup platform. I for I, so I think it's going to be very simple for remembering. The bank that has launched it, that is ICICI Bank, right? So next question. Bank of India recently launched signature Visa debit card for high net worth individuals, maintaining an average quarterly balance of how many lakhs and above? What is the average quarterly balance requirement for the signature Visa debit card scheme, which was launched by Bank of India? The answer is option B. It is 10 lakhs. So the high net worth individuals of average quarterly balance of 10 lakhs and above can actually get the signature Visa debit card. It's not 20 lakh, but it is 10 lakh, as some of you have guessed here. Yes, and it is launched by Bank of India. Please remember it. This is very, very important. So the signature Visa debit card is for high net worth individuals. HNI stands for high net worth individuals, and this is launched by Bank of India. And who are high net worth individuals? These are individuals who are maintaining an average quarterly bank of 10 lakhs and above. And what is the benefit of this card? It's going to give a spending limit of up to 5 lakhs on the point of sale and e-commerce transaction. And with respect to ATM, it's going to provide a spending limit of 1 lakh rupees, right? So remember these figures, which can also be asked. So it's 1 lakh spending limit on ATM and 5 lakh on point of sale and e-commerce platforms. And the headquarters of Bank of India is in Mumbai. The current MD and CEO of Bank of India is Mr. Atanu Kumar Das, and the tagline of Bank of India is relationship beyond banking. Right? I want you all to just go and know more about Mr. Atanu Kumar Das. There was another important current affairs which I want you all to revise by yourself and know. So there was something else. So he was recently appointed as a board member in some prestigious institution, and I want you all to go through that and look at it, right? So Atanu Kumar Das, who is the current MD and CEO of Bank of India. Next question is, which of the following is the first company to cross the 200 billion US dollar market valuation recently? So which is the first company to cross the 200 billion market valuation? A, TCS, Wipro, Reliance, Infosys, and none of the above? Answer is, I think, quite simple. It is C, Reliance Industries Limited. So this was the same country which already crossed the earlier margins too, and it is again the Reliance Industries which is crossing this 200 billion margin too, $200 billion margin too. So Reliance Industries Limited has hit another milestone by becoming the first Indian firm to cross the $200 billion milestone. And here we have to remember that Apple Inc. is the world's most valued company with a market value of $2 trillion, followed by Saudi Aramco. Right? So we have to remember here that in terms of the value, it is Apple which is topped it, and in terms of the market valuation, it is the Reliance Industries Limited. Next question is, private life insurer ICICI Prudential Life Insurance entered into a corporate agency agreement with which of the following payments bank? NSDL, Airtel Payments, India Post, Geo Payments, and Paytm Payments Bank. Priyanka is saying my voice is not that clearly audible. I'll try to improve it. Hmm. So the answer for this question is option A, NSDL Payments Bank. So ICICI has recently partnered and entered into this corporate agency agreement with NSDL Payments Bank, right? The option is A. So ICICI Insurance has partnered into this agreement with NSDL Payments Bank. And what is this going to mean? It is going to ensure that the insurance products of ICICI will be sold to the customers of NSDL Payments Bank. And this is going to leverage the technology and provide a hassle-free and immersive experience to the customers. So here we have to know key facts about ICICI Prudential Life Insurance also and NSDL Payments Bank also. Both of their headquarters are in Mumbai, whereas the MD and CEO of ICICI Prudential Life Insurance is Mr. N.S. Kannan, and the MD and CEO of NSDL Payments Bank is Mr. Ashutosh Singh, right? So please remember all of this, which can be important from the examination point of view. Next question, which of the following companies have tied up with Liberty General Insurance, a corporate agency, pact? So which of the following travel companies, air travel companies, have tied up with Liberty General Insurance, a corporate agency pact? The answer is option B, SpiceJet, right? So SpiceJet recently tied up with Liberty General Insurance, right? You have to remember here that Liberty General Insurance and SpiceJet partnered to ensure the insurance policy to consumers who are going to book airline travel through SpiceJet website and mobile site, right? So here you have to remember these two things only. There can be questions on which is that insurance company is going to provide an insurance policy to the SpiceJet travelers. So both of these are going to be important, and you have to remember the facts for the same about Liberty General Insurance, whose headquarters is in Mumbai and whose current MD and CEO is Mr. Rupam Asthana, right? And you have to remember the headquarters of SpiceJet, which is in Gurugram, and the current MD and CEO of SpiceJet is Mr. Ajay Singh, right? So all of this become important. So please remember these static facts too. Next question, ICICI Lombard General Insurance recently entered into a bank assurance tie-up with Dash to make insurance more accessible to customers across India. Yes Bank, ICICI Bank, HDFC United Bank of India, and State Bank of India. The answer is option A, Yes Bank. So ICICI Lombard has entered into a bank assurance tie-up with Yes Bank to make insurance products more accessible, right, to its customers. So you have to remember again those who are partnering I and Y, right? I and U. Remember it as I and U partnership. I standing for ICICI Lombard and Yes Bank, right? So ICICI Lombard General Insurance entered into this bank assurance partnership, which is same where a bank is going to sell the insurance products to its customers. And the headquarters of ICICI Lombard is in Mumbai, and the MD and the CEO of ICICI Lombard is Mr. Sanjeev Mantri. So Mr. Mantri is heading ICICI Lombard, and the headquarters of S Bank is in Gurugram, and the current MD and CEO of S Bank is Mr. Rajan Pental. right? So keep these facts in mind. And next question, IFSCA has recently signed an agreement with Dash Institution to provide expertise to facilitate the establishment of international bullion exchange in India. NIT Trichy, I am Ahmedabad, Surathkal, NIT Surathkal, I am Bangalore, and I am Indore. Yes, the option is B. It's an IIM, but it's IIM Ahmedabad, right? So IFSCA has signed an agreement with IIM Ahmedabad. Please remember I and A ending. So it is IIM Ahmedabad with which it has actually signed an agreement to provide this partnership and ensure the establishment of an international bullion exchange in India. So they have the IFSCA is going to take the expertise from IIM Ahmedabad for doing the same. And you have to here remember that a bullion market is a market where buyers and sellers are going to trade in both gold and silver, right? So the headquarters of International Financial Services Authority is in Gandhinagar, Gujarat, which is very important. And the current MD and CEO of IFSCA is Mr. Injeti Srinivas. And this partnership is mainly intended to strike an equilibrium so that it's going to reduce the inefficiencies that exist in the Indian bullion trade by improving the governance of the bullion market, right? So please remember all the facts related to this. Next question. Finance Ministry has recently set up an expert committee which is headed by Dash to assess the impact of waiving interest payments on loans under the moratorium and suggest measures to provide relief to the borrowers. A. Rajiv Maharshi, B. Ravindra H, C. B. Sriram, D. Rajesh Verma, and E. Miss Samyukta Samadhan. The answer is Rajiv Maharshi, who is the former CAG, right? So for Finance Ministry has set up this three-member expert panel, which is going to assess the impact of waiving the interest payments. So there was already one committee which was suggesting to waive off the interests or the loans which several borrowers have been taking as a relief for the during the COVID lockdown, and this committee is going to assess the impact of such a waiver, right? And this is headed by CAG Rajiv Maharshi, and it's going to submit the report within a week. And the other members were Ravindra H. Dolakia and B. Sriram, right? So please remember the committee that the person who is heading it is Rajiv Maharshi. Which of the following banks recently launched Vikas Laghu Suvarna scheme? Which banks has recently launched Vikas Laghu Suvarna scheme? Pallavan Grama Bank, Karnataka Vikas Gramina Bank, Lakshmi Vilas Bank, Kaveri Gramina Bank, and none of the above. So, which of the RRBs recently launched this? It is D. Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank. Yes. And it has recently launched this special gold scheme with the name Vikas Laghu Suvarna with a reduced interest rate of around 7.25%. So you have to remember even this, which can be asked. And under the scheme, the bank is giving 80% of the market value of the gold, subject to a maximum of rupees 3,200 a gram. And the maximum loan that can be availed is to the tune of up to 15 lakhs. And this is launched by Karnataka Vikas Gramina Bank. So key facts about, static facts about the Gramina Bank here is it is headquartered in Dharwad, and the current MD and CEO of Karnataka Vikas Gramina Bank is Puttaganti Gopi Krishna. So Mr. Gopi Krishna is heading the Karnataka Vikas Bank and it's headquartered in Dharwad. Next question, SBI has launched Mahila Atma Nirbharshil Achani program in which of the following states? So State Bank of India has launched this scheme, Mahila Atma Nirbharshil Achani program in each of the following states: Arunachal Pradesh, Bihar, Assam, Karnataka, and Kerala. Yes, it is Assam. So, State Bank of India recently started this women self-reliance program in Assam with the name Mahila Atmanirbharshil Achani. Right? Lord of Ace Atmanirbhar Achani. This is a women self-reliance scheme, and you can remember it as launched in Assam. With lot of Ace, it is launched in Assam, and this was launched by which bank? Again, that becomes very important. It is launched by State Bank of India, and the aim of it is to create a strong bonding with the SAG members, extending the credit linkages to the women SAG with the main focus on women self-help groups. And it is sponsored as a part of National Rural Livelihood Mission. So National Rural Livelihood Mission was launched in the year 2011, and it is a restructured version of Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, and it is a scheme that is implemented by Ministry of Rural Development, right? So, and it is also partnered by World Bank. So, along with Ministry of Rural Development, World Bank also partners for this scheme, and it is launched in the year 2001. And as a part of this, this Atmanirbhar Sheel Achani program has been launched by SBA in Assam. Next question: which of the following bank has launched a facility on its website to help retail customers check their eligibility for one-time loan structuring? Which of the following banks has launched this facilities? SBI Bank, Axis Bank, Canara Bank, HDFC, and Yes Bank. The option is SBI Bank has recently introduced this facility on its website to help the retail customers to check their eligibility for loan restructuring, right? So SBA has launched this facility on its website, which is going to be helpful for the retail loan borrowers who can check whether they are eligible for the loan restructuring or not. And this is going to be a one-time loan restructuring, which was announced by RBI, right? And it was KV Kamath committee, right, which has proposed for this loan restructuring. Please remember that KV Kamath committee has proposed for the loan restructuring, but Rajiv Meshi committee is assessing the impact of such a loan waiver, right? Next question: SEBI has come out with detailed guidelines for investment advisors, which is very, very important. And what is the proposed net worth of individual investment advisors? This is not only a possible question in phase one, but also in phase two, right? Very, very important. So, what is the proposed net worth of individual investment advisors based on the recent guidelines for the investment advisors? The answer is option B, 10 lakh. So, this is for the individual investment advisors. So, this net worth target is for individuals, right? And there's a separate targets for the group investment advisors. So let's look into the current affairs very quickly here. So SEBI has recently come out with the guidelines for investment advisors on segregating mainly its services, right? So there are different services that investment advisor is going to give to the customer. So they have clearly mentioned out the guidelines for segregation of the services that investment advisors are providing to the customers, like into two broad categories mainly, that is the advisory services that they are providing, and the second is the distribution activities that are undertaken by these investment advisories. And also there were important guidelines with respect to the fees that they can charge. So they have fixed a cap on the fee that the investment advisors can charge from their clients. So let's look at the maximum fees that they can charge from their clients. So there are two routes, right? So under the AUA route, a maximum of 2.5% of the AU per annum across all the schemes or product has been set, right? And as per the fixed fees category, 75,000 is going to be the maximum fees that can be charged, right? So these are the two things that we need to remember. So in different categories, we have different maximum caps that has been given. The AUA, that is the assets under advice category, AUA, it has proposed 2.5%, which is very, very important. So whatever, for how much percentage of the assets the advice is being provided, 2.5% is the maximum asset on advice cap that has been levied, and on fixed fees it is 75,000 annually per family. And you have to remember also here that the net worth of the investment advisors, for individuals it is 10 lakh rupees, and for non-individual investment advisor they should have minimum of 50 lakh as the net worth. And also, if any individual investment advisor is having clients, the number of clients more than 150, and the asset under advice worth greater than 40 crores, if they are advising for assets greater than 40 crores, it should be converted and they should re-register themselves as non-individual investment advisors. So please remember all these things which can be potentially asked in both phase 1 and phase 2 of the examination. So let's quickly revise this. Mainly, the guidelines talk about one is the segregation of the services into two, that is advisory and the distribution services, and two, it also talked about the cap on the fees that they can charge from their client. And the fees are again uh, capped based on two things. If they are fixed fee category, it is going to be at a maximum of 75,000. If it is under the AUA, that is asset under advice category, it is going to be a maximum of 2.5% of the asset they are advising, right? And you have to remember the net worth, which is 10 lakh for the individual, and 50 lakh for the non-individual advisors. And what are the criteria for converting or re-registering an individual investment advisor to a non-individual advisor? It is going to be number of clients greater than 150, and the assets that they are advising should be greater than 40 crores. Please remember, which are very, very important. The next question is, RBI has asked the urban cooperative banks with assets of dash or more to implement a system-based asset classification from 30th June 2021. This is already covered as a part of RBI Grade B current affairs also. Quickly, can I have the answers here? I think this is going to be a very quick revision. So what is the asset size? Yes, it is 2000 crores. Good job. And urban cooperative banks of 2000 crore and above will be implementing system-based asset classification from 30th June 2021, which is also very, very important. Please remember the date too. So RBI has recently asked the UCBs, urban cooperative banks, with assets of 2000 crore or more to implement this system-based classification. And this is a classification where upgrading or the downgrading of the assets will be carried out by the computerized systems in an automated manner rather than in a manual manner. So this will have a definite good impact on reducing the NPAs, and that is the reason RBI has mandated for a system-based asset qualification classification, right? And this is mandatory for those UCBs with 200 crore or more, and UCBs with assets less than 1000 crore or between the 1000 crores to 2000 crores will have to be implementing it by 30th September 2021, right? Above 2000 crores, they have to implement by 30th June 2021. Between 1000 crores to 2000 crores, they have to implement it by 30th September 2021, right? Next question, which of the following institution has launched a credit guarantee program for NBFC-MFIS? So non-banking financial company. So which is the credit guarantee program which was recently launched by which of the following institution? RBI, SEBI, IRDAI, and NABARD? None of the above. The answer is option D, NABARD. So we might be confused that it is RBI which has launched this credit guarantee program because it's talking about NBFCs, but the answer here is option D, NABARD. So NABARD recently introduced a dedicated debt and credit guarantee program, mainly uh, for providing an unhindered flow of credit in the rural areas because it's been very hit because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And what is this scheme? This credit guarantee scheme is nothing but a partial guarantee on the pooled loans that are extended mainly to the small and the mid-sized, the microfinance institutions. So please remember, it's mainly targeting the small and the mid-sized microfinance institution, and this was launched by NABARD along with Vivriti Capital and Ujjwal Small Finance Bank, right? So you can also expect questions on these lines. So Vivriti Capital along with Ujjwal Small Finance has introduced this credit guarantee scheme for small and mid-sized microfinancial institutions, and they aim to facilitate around 2,500 crore funding in the initial phase, which can be asked to, right? So it aims to cover around 1 million households and facilitate around 2,500 crore funding, and this is going to cover 28 states and 650 districts. So this is very, very important, be it for phase 1 and also for the phase 2. And a pooled loan insurance structure is nothing but a structure which is going to give um, which is going to spread the risk of multiple borrowers and add a layer of partial loss credit enhancement from the highly rated guarantor, right? So that is the NABARD. Who is going to guarantee it? It's going to be guaranteed by NABARD, and it's going to be for the partial pooled funds. Next question, RBI raises the LTV or loan to value ratio for gold loans to how much percent from the existing 75%? The existing loan to value ratio on gold is 75%, and how much is it increased to 90%? Yes, option E is the correct answer. RBI has recently raised the permissible loan to value ratio to 90% from the existing 75%. So this is going to mainly mitigate the economic impact which COVID-19 has again created on different sectors, be it households, entrepreneurs, businesses, so that they can match their temporary liquidities, right? That is the main aim of increasing this loan to value ratio. What is loan to value ratio? By the name itself, you know that um, it's going to talk about how much loan can one avail for a value, for a gold, particular gold value. So this is going to mainly assess the lending risk that a financial institution is going to take whenever it's going to approve a loan or a mortgage to the customers. And whenever the loan to value ratio is going to be high, it's also going to, it's not only going to mean that they are eligible for more loans, as in the current case it is increased to 90%, which says that the customers are now eligible for more loans, but along with that it also means that they are also going to carry higher risk, right? And at the same time they're also going to take a higher interest forward, right? So simple, high loan, high risk and high interest. Last question for the day. RBI has prescribed guidelines for compliance functions in banks and role of chief compliance officer. What is the prescribed minimum tenure of CCO or chief compliance officer according to the new guidelines? Yes, it is 3 years. Please remember, which is a very important question for both RBI Grade B and also for SEBI Grade examination. So RBI has recently prescribed guidelines for compliance functions in banks and the role of CCO or Chief Compliance Officer. And these guidelines will be reviewed at least once in a year. You can also have questions on this. So these are not permanent guidelines, but these guidelines will be reviewed every year. And the CCO is going to be a senior executive. Even now, there are several banks who have been appointing CCOs, but there are many banks who have not appointed CCOs. And to bring a uniformity, the main aim of this guideline is to bring a uniformity in approach across all the banks. So now going forward, CCO will be a senior executive of the bank, preferably in the rank of general manager or an equivalent position, not below 2 levels. So a maximum of 2 levels below the CEO, and they will be recruited mainly from the market to bring the efficiency and the proficiency. And this officer has to be appointed for a minimum fixed tenure of not less than 3 years, which is very, very important again. And the specified age has been to be not more than 55 years, but there has not been a clarity with respect to whether this 55 years is the upper age limit for entry, or an officer cannot hold a position beyond 55 years. So this was not clarified, but it has been mentioned in the guidelines that the age limit cannot be more than 55 years. So please remember all these important points which can be asked in the examination, right? So thank you so much. With this, we have completed the August and September month current affairs. We've already covered June, July, and we've already covered the August and September month current affairs. So next week we'll be starting with the other month, that is October and November month current affairs for SEBI Grade A Phase 1 examination. And also, I want you all to be informed that at Oliveboard we have an exclusive SEBI Grade A examination which will help you cover all the pillars of the examination, the learn, practice, and the revised pillars, which are very, very important for any aspirant to clear an examination. So you need the detailed study notes and video lessons which will be provided, and subject-wise topics, subject-wise test will also be conducted, and a revision class and a live practice session will also be enabled by this course. You can subscribe to this course with my 20, which will help you get a 20% discount. And as I told before, we'll also be starting up with a new series for finance section, which will be helpful for both your SEBI grade examination and also for your RBI grade B examination. And we'll be trying to cover 100 most important questions, which will help and enable your revision for the finance section. And you will find the links for the same in the description box. So thank you so much. If you liked the video and if you found it useful, please hit the like button. And if you want to stay updated with respect to the preparation process for SEBI grade A and also RBI grade B, please subscribe to all of them. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a happy learning experience.